Welcome to another episode of Policy in Wonderland. I'm your host, Evie Amira, and in Policy in Wonderland, just like Alice, we are going to explore and see the wonderful world of insurance, InsurTech, and everything that's connected to this amazing ecosystem. In Policy in Wonderland, you will meet startups from all over the world, key figures, brokers, and more. So without further ado, we travel today to India, and I want to invite my guests to join me as we go down the rabbit hole. Please welcome Vishal from Accenture. Hello, Vishal. Great to
Yeah,
have
hi,
you
hi,
here.
Avi. Hi. Nice to meet you, Avi, and thank you so much for inviting me on this podcast. It's
Thank
been a
you.
great great pleasure of mine. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. And we met on LinkedIn, if we can say
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Yeah, and I really enjoy your post and your insights and the comments about another post. And I wanted to invite you because I want, first of all, to learn more about the Indian market.
Yeah,
And second, to hear your insight about the insurance market right now, especially AI, model business, climate, you name it.
yeah,
But before we go down the rabbit hole, let's tell us a bit about yourself, about your
yeah,
journey, and
sure.
what did led you to your current role.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, again, thank you for this opportunity. So just to introduce myself, hi everyone. My name is Vishal Devalia. I'm a thorough insurance professional, and if I talk about my background, I have been in insurance and insurtech industry for around 13 years now, 13 plus years. And I have experience, varied domain experience, starting with one of the most prominent insurer in India called SBI General Insurance. And there I have worked as a claims adjuster for quite a few years in Mumbai location, then moved in different varied roles, done a bit sales and marketing work as well for insurance products, bank assurance, and then moved into underwriting operations, where I was heading underwriting operations for SBI General Insurance in one state called Madhya Pradesh over here in India for around 5 to 7 years. So I was heading that particular region in commercial insurance. So there lies my expertise, and actually my educational background is also from insurance. So I have done my master's from Birla Institute of Management Technology, again specialized both in life and non-life insurance, 2008-10. And now currently, after completing this instant, I've moved into IT industry, complete different world, try to understand how insurtech actually works, and uh, worked in 2 3 great organizations like Infosys, Wipro, and right now I'm hired as a product manager in Accenture, and we are trying to provide our expertise, helping insurers transition into the digital age of AI. So that's the current role which I'm performing. So yeah, thanks Avi, thanks for having me, and I'm
Thank you,
excited to
and
share my insights. Yeah,
thank you. And
yeah.
before we start, you say that you even study insurance. So your mature life is started in insurance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Avi.
Okay.
Uh,
How you roll up in that situation?
so, Avi, actually in India, when I started, actually, people generally don't choose insurance by choice. Okay, it's by chance majorly. Okay, and when I was preparing for my MBA journey, right, and there, my priority was also to go for a generic PGDM course, basically, whereby I'd be learning about business administration and something. But while appearing for the interview, I was provided with this opportunity because my alma mater was coming up with this new course, which they thought that it's in sunrise industry called insurance, and it has got huge potential. So at the time of my personal interview, they convinced me to opt for insurance, given the kind of opportunities it brings in. And I being very young at that age, I thought, why not, let me give it a shot. And that's how I landed in insurance, MBA in insurance rather than generic
Nice.
MBA, and my journey started. So it's been quite a journey. I have made a point that whenever I'm working in any industry, right, I never settle for one specific role. I want to specialize in as many roles as possible so that I can understand industry dynamics better, so that I can gain as much expertise as possible and contribute, right? So while settling in insurance industry for 10 years, I was still looking for something new and challenging, and that pivot happened during the COVID time, and I migrated to IT industry. Allianz Technology was the first company who provided me break, and from there on, a journey started to build on. Yeah, yeah,
Let's start. Fascinating journey. And how
yeah.
do you see the evolution of P&C insurance in the light of tech
Okay.
innovations, especially when we are talking about LLMs, AI, generative AI, of course, and all the shebang?
So, Avi, what I have observed that last 2 3 years, this AI phenomena has taken the market by storm. Okay, so earlier, what used to be like just upgradation of their legacy systems for clients, etc. And at that time, we just used to digitize the old system, right, which clients were having, so that end-to-end user and customer journey can be better, right? But now, without AI, nothing flies. It's like that only. For last 6 7 months, whenever I am talking to any of the client or trying to pitch in any of the solutions which my company is offering, the first requirement would be, is it AI enabled? What are the generic AI models you are using to provide this solution, and how it is going to bring down the overall debt for the company in terms of revenue and in terms of the time taken, and then the people who are deployed here. Cost saving is also a very important metrics nowadays for the companies. So, say for just to give you an example, so if I'm working on claims process, right, streamlining
Mhm.
claims process. Earlier, it was only digitization that was focused, but now from the first stage, from FNOL, first notice of loss, they expect it to be completely merged with AI technology. So, for an example, if FNL is happening, right? So then the customer service executive who is sitting over there, they should be able to get the documents, okay, from different channel. AI should be able to interpret the document, okay. Even if it is handwritten note, then there should be AI enabled solutions which can interpret and fill in the information for the customer service executive, extract and ingest the information in correct format, and then the AI enabled chatbot should be able to provide them with the response that what is to be done with the query if the query is raised, or if the documents are submitted, all the information, up to 80% of the information extraction, that should be via AI only, so that it can save time and effort for the company. And going forward, at that stage of adjudication also, they are expecting that AI would provide them insights with respect to claims adjudication. It will compare with the existing cost with the industry standard across industry. And these AI models should not only be trained on their own existing system, but it should be having generic AI component as well, so that it can provide a brief insight to adjuster and help in decision making. So there is C amount of change if I see from the time when we started this journey down the line 4 years back, and nowadays it's completely AI enabled. Otherwise, you can't survive in today's world. And companies specifically in European region, they are very aggressive, and they are the innovators, and they are leading the charge over there in AI specific domain.
The,
Yeah,
the European one?
yeah, European one. That's one. They are more willing to innovate. But if I talk about Indian market, so you'll find few players like Echo is there, right? Echo Insurance is there, and then there are some other players, right? Like Go Digit. These are the companies which are trying to bring in new age solutions, okay? Completely digitized journey and then quick settlement of claims. But if I talk about normal insurance companies, the big behemoths, okay, they are still not ready and very reluctant to adopt this technology because it involves a lot of cost to upgrade their legacy system and get the things going. So from that perspective, I think that Indian market still slow to respond to the change what is coming in our way. Yeah, that's what.
Because of your claims background, do you see really like a really progressive InsurTech or AI tech? specialized in insurance, that they really have a moat here. Because right now, if I need to like examine in policy wording, I can do that in ChatGPT, for example, and I don't need right now to build a startup on top of that.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
there is a lot of startups, a lot of tech, InsurTech, that think they have like a unique moat, but in 6 months ahead, this will disappear, for example. But here you see something else in what you see right now, till now.
So, Avi, if I understood your question correctly, if you are trying to know whether this trend is going to persistent or it will fade away, that's what the question is, right? That's what you are trying to ask. I think it is going to be a sea change, right? And it is going to stay for a long period of time. And I think that the consumer habits are also changing. Okay, nowadays consumer don't want to spend that much time pondering upon each and every complicated insurance wordings that are there in the policy. They want simplified solutions, okay, first of all. And then this AI related trend, it has completely revolutionized the way services can be delivered, okay, across industry, not only in insurance. So just like Netflix and other services, now everything is ready on demand, right? That's what customers are expecting and experiencing. So their expectations from insurance industry is also rapidly evolving and changing, okay. And now they want simplified policy wordings. Now they want more and more online interactions, chatbots, which can solve their most of their problems online itself, right? Rather than going and reading down those policy document and waiting for 15 days for the policy to
Exactly.
get issued, right? So those things,
But,
I think, yeah, yeah, please.
sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah,
because right now I have tools like ChatGPT, Cloud, Gemini, etc., do I really need to create a new startup for me to examine like a policy wording?
yeah,
Because as a policyholder, I can go to this one of these tools and do like maybe the startups that created like 1 year ago, 1 year ago, maybe I can do the same kind of operation as this own startup.
yeah. Understood. But Avi, the only issue is that from customers' perspective, it's okay. Okay, when they are getting the policy, they can analyze on ChatGPT and get the outcomes, right? But not very good from the companies of from the perspective of companies, right, which are operating in the industry. Why? Because there are regulatory challenges, right? There are data protection related issues. The informations which are getting collected by insurer, that is of sensitive nature, right? And they can't just integrate with the public LLM models and then try to share what the data is available. So if you might have seen that in European market as well as in India also, it is rapidly evolving case that customer information has become key, right? And it is very sensitive to monitor that and be aware of what you can share, what you can't share. Plus you are the guardian. If you are an insurer or the InsurTech company, you are the guardian of a customer's information. And today data is a new oil, right? That like they say. So it can be exploited in a very negative way also, right? So yeah, I totally understand that you can have those solutions from customers point of view if you want, but from a company's point of view, security of data and protecting what is important is very much over there. That's why companies generally do not even allow to integrate their existing system with these public models which are available right now. So I think that it has to be secured. It has to be within the limits and environment of regulatory changes or regulatory monitoring, which is prominent. And within the scope of companies also, they are very much focused on data protection. That's what I think. So that's why it can't be fully integrated. Yeah.
What do you think about like what are the main challenges in leading digital transformation in traditional insurance companies?
Oh, that's a very good question, Evie. Actually, so Evie, so I'll just give you some of the background, right? So when I was handling claims, right, how we used to handle generally. I used to sit on the desk, and then someone used to call me that, say, this fire has happened at my property, and now I want to register the claim. So on phone also, I used to keep. So if they have not called on call center, right, I used to keep one rough paper and a pen sort of thing, and I used to write, yeah, tell me what is the location, tell me what is your policy number, okay, and tell me what is the detail of the incident, and what are the documents available, okay. And then I used to go back to my core system and verify whether the information provided is correct, and whether it is falling between the policy embed, and so on and so forth. And then I used to manually feed the data into the system to get that claim registered. So now when we talk about today's digitized age, right, it is completely going to be transformed, right? So a person who used to only take 10, 12, 40, 20 calls a day probably, right? Because that is the limitation of a human who is manually trying to do everything. Now AI, Gen AI has made that a thing of past basically, right? So uh, within say, for if even if you are talking to customer on phone, AI models are reading the call transcript for you, they are preparing the summary for you, and then they are auto feeding the data into the systems, right? And then here you go, in 2 3 seconds your claim is ready. So that sort of speed, right, it is not only increasing the productivity, but also it is challenging the basic nuances of how insurance business is conducted in India. But sorry to say, but in Indian market, it is still to catch up. People still are doing it manually, and that's why I think that insurance company are going to lose a lot of competitive advantage if it continues that way. Um, so probably if I give if I were to give you a context of this, insurance market in India is huge. Okay, there's 150 crore people over here in India, and then if you see the latest penetration figures of insurance, it's just 4% overall. And if I talk about PNC insurance, it's hovering around 1%. See, see that the kind of opportunity which is available for the company is huge, and basically in rural market, companies are not able to penetrate. So if you see, they have their expansion in tier 1 cities, mostly in tier 2 cities as well, but tier 3 they are not able to service. But now government of India's focus on digitization, right, they are trying to connect entire India with the help of internet connections, and they are trying to literate people basically, that how to use these digital gadgets and mobile phone penetration, which is increasing day by day. I think the best strategy or best bet of an insurance company to penetrate or gain maximum market share in India is to simplify the processes, educate the masses, and digitize as much as possible. So I think that is going to be the future of insurance in India. But sadly, because companies have already made huge investments in their previous systems, they are very reluctant to move forward and adopt these changes rapidly. That's how the situation is. Yeah.
Most of the tech or the InsurTech that in India are India in regional, or they are like from different markets. Like we see a lot of startups that enter to the US, for example, from Europe, Israel, India, of course, and so on. But in India, you see like a local tech entrepreneur, or you see right now like external,
Okay.
like a
So
foreign entrepreneurs into the
so
Indian
uh,
market.
so I think that, see, government is trying to open up the market as much as possible. They have allowed maximum FDI to come in. IRD is also regulating the things and trying to ease out the burdens which the companies or the foreign players are facing entering into the market. As of now, I think that local players are trying to innovate, and they are coming up to the speed, right? But going forward, I would love to see many of these big corporates are like Chubb, like RSA, or like these big players. They should also come. So they have started with their GCC centers in India, but I don't think how, what is the percentage of their original innovations from these GCCs which are flowing into Indian market or in their Indian subsidiaries. That is still a question. I don't think that is happening as of now. But after easing of regulation, say for in health insurance, IRDA just bought a new digitized portal, right? And this digitized portal, what it will do, it will simplify the process. And now, earlier there used to be a case that only people who are getting their health insurance redeemed in the hospitals which are in their network, they are going to get cashless claims. And also IRDA is slowly and surely simplifying these regulations. Now you can claim cashless anywhere in India in any of the hospital. There's going to be one single portal. Companies are not going to use different portals which are going to complicate the things for the end user or consumer, and it's very difficult and complicated to maintain as well. So these sort of regulations are coming in India, but it is still a long way to go before foreign players sees this opportunity that yeah, market is getting streamlined, things are getting simplified, entry barriers are getting removed, and then they'll start coming. So GCC era we have already entered, some of the players have started, but still a long way to go. But local players, yeah, like Turtle Mint, like Echo, like Policy Bazaar, they are trying to innovate and trying to come up with some innovative solutions so that market can mature to that level that it can attract substantial FDI going forward. Yeah.
This is the first thing or the most important thing that foreign entrepreneur that come to India need to know about India.
Yeah. So I think that whosoever is coming, okay, whether it's irrespective of insurance field, cost is king in India. Okay, so cost advantage is the biggest driver of purchasing behavior over here in India. Okay, so say for let me give quote with an example. Earlier in most of the types of insurance, we were in tariff era. Okay, so there used to be a fixed rate which was decided by IRD or regulator itself. Say for if you are insuring a machinery, then it has to be 3 rupees per thousand. That's the basic rate. Then you add on your charges, right? Admin charges, and then sales charges, and then your other expenses, and you used to arrive at premium, right? But then when the liberalization in insurance field happened in the year 2000 around about, when private players started to come in and challenge the domination of these government players in general insurance or commercial insurance industry like New India, Oriental, United, market drastically started to change. Okay, why? Because now customers were getting better services on competitive price, and these competitors, they have lobbied with the government and they have slashed, and we entered into the D-tariff era in India, whereby now if you see, if you are getting a quote from one specific company for 1 rupee per mile, that's the kind of rate. Other is going to provide you, other player is going to provide you at 0.1% of the rate. So that is the kind of competition India has faced recently as far as pricing is concerned. Okay, but over a period of time, audience has matured, and the public has matured to a level that they are now saying that not only price is important, maintaining the same level of service is important across the board, right? So now they are becoming more and more quality conscious, right? So people are willing to pay extra only if it justifies that your services, your quality standard, and the promises which you are making in the policy, you are living up to that standard when the claim arises at the time of need. So price plus the quality of service is going to be the key. That's what I think, and market is moving in that direction only. That's what I think. So yeah.
A following question for that is, how do you think insurance products can be made more accessible and tailored to the needs
Yes. uh,
to the needs to
that's a
expectation,
very
but especially of the younger generation?
yes. So younger generation, okay. So there are two aspects to it. Particularly one would cater to younger generation, like you rightly said, but another one caters to the deprived section of society, heavy, right? So there are two sections in that. Okay, so when I talk about younger generation, they are the tech savvy generation. Okay, they don't want to go into the policy jargons, and then they beat around their minds on those policy wordings. They want services to be simplified. It should be available on demand service, right? And then the process should be simplified as much as possible. That's what today's generation expect. Probably some of the peers who are well off in the generation, they don't even mind paying higher price also, right? If the service levels and qualities are delivered on time as promised. Okay, in India also there are several startup. I'm just taking analogy from food delivery startups like Swiggy, Zomato. They are delivering food in 15 minutes. So that's the kind of service level
Wow.
expectation they are setting, right? So if you are ordering food from restaurant, there are certain players who are promising that within 15 or 20 minutes you'll get your food delivered, right? Whatever, irrespective of distance. So service industry is evolving at a rapid pace, and India is at a forefront of digitization also. So if you see government initiative like Aadhaar, etc., they are collecting your biometrics, they are having all your information digitized so that KYC can be expedited as much as possible. So if this is the level of preparation from the side of government, people generally expect service provider to match up to that speed, right? And the expectation is very high. And another dimension would be people of younger generation, they are not much aware about insurance products and all. And insurance company in past, they have not even did their homework properly to educate the masses about insurance. That's why there is a lot of apprehension, right? People don't want to, even if you say this insurance you should buy, uh, they are very hesitant to buy because they don't understand. So what you don't understand, you don't trust. That's what I think. Okay, so to
Exactly.
build that trust, it's very important to educate the masses. And via my post also, I have taken some of that work, even if it is a drop in ocean. Let me start this. Okay, so I have tried to create some of the content relating to that. But the big players, right, the big companies, they must start this educational process to the masses in a simplified manner, not with the complicated jargon. They should reach out where these masses are, like on social media platforms, like on restaurants and cafes. So they should more promote embedded service. So when I'm buying a phone, right, iPhone, latest iPhone, I should be presented with a insurance solution for that in a simplified manner. Not on, I'm not going to read those policy terms and conditions. So they should tie up with these big brands to promote embedded insurance solutions, right? So when I'm going to purchase new home, right, and I'm applying for a loan, then the bank executive or the executive sitting on that table, they should be well trained to give me information, end to end information on why I should choose for a property insurance and what are the benefits I'll be reaping and what securities it provide me. So all these dynamics need to be worked on, right? And sadly, I should not be mentioning this, but what I have seen in my career, there has been a lot of mis-selling of this product. Okay, how mis-selling happens? Basically, big insurance companies, they are having their bank assurance channels, and without even informing customer, they deduct their premium. Okay, Avi. So this has resulted in huge mistrust in Indian society, right? So say for if I'm going to apply for a loan and even I don't need insurance, but what will happen one day, I'll just get a message, right, that suddenly my account has been deducted for 20,000 rupees. And out of a blue, many a time these practices, people or agents, they are misguiding people that this is compulsory via IRDA, but nowhere IRDA is mandated to opt for an insurance solution. So this kind of huge mis-selling has gone into Indian market, and that's why I said that Indian insurers are very hesitant to adopt the technology because they are finding other loopholes or other way to generate premiums over a period of time. Maybe it might be a controversial statement because I have first-hand witnessed that, so I can vouch for that. And this has resulted in huge mistrust. So if you want to reach out to youth, you have to be transparent and honest in what you stand for and deliver what you promise. That's what I think. And if I touch on to another point of this, that if you want to reach out to masses, micro insurance solutions are woefully inadequate. Okay, though there are some NGOs which are trying to reach out to masses and trying to help them, because these are very poor people living in rural areas. They don't have that much earning capacity or that much premium payment capacity that they can support the insurance venture. So probably government should also step and try to subsidize premium as much as possible, create awareness in the masses, and in their local languages, because generally many of the native population is not English speaking also, okay, in these remote areas. So you need to probably talk in their specific language and then try to give them the solution which suits their needs specifically. Then only penetration can be increased. So I have tried to touch upon why it is not happening in India and what are the key challenges, Abhi. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, wow. I
Yeah.
love this one. Okay, for another topic.
Yeah, sure.
What is your view on the MGA business model? What advantage and disadvantage do you see in this model? And especially in the Indian market, do you have that kind of model, the
I
managing agent,
I do.
general agent?
So, do you? I have not come across these terms, but the agency channel is functional over here in India. Okay, so I'll just brief a bit about how this distribution model functions basically over
So
here in
yeah.
India. Okay, so generally, an insurance company is having
And
two.
sorry,
Oh, sure.
before you continue, to split it between the life and the
Yeah.
non-life and
Yeah.
the
Sure.
PNC.
Yeah, sure. So, for the life, basically, the channels are that there are brokers, life insurance brokers, and life insurance agents, basically. So, these agents and brokers, they are authorized by regulatory body to act on behalf of an insurance company, assume the powers of an insurance company, and sell the dedicated products. So, that's how it happens in life insurance. So, an agent, right, they are generally based out of rural locations, semi-rural locations, urban locations. Okay, they are having their tie-ups with an insurance company. They are attending regular trainings offered by these insurance company, getting to understand life insurance products. Okay, whether it is unit-linked products, whether it is term life, whether it is whole life, whatever it is, and then they are going to sell to these masses. So they are well connected in their specific societies. Basically, people trust them because they are native of that specific place, so they have got some face value over there, and then people are buying via these agents. Okay, and in urban setup you'll find big life insurance brokers who are having great expertise over these life insurance product, and they are providing their services, and in lieu of these services provided, they are getting commissions from insurance company. That's the distribution model. There's also direct model functioning, but it's not it's at a very grassroots level over here in India. And basically it's not able to penetrate much, because again I said that trust is the currency which you need to earn, and insurance companies basically they also suffer from this issue of having mistrust among the society. So these agents work as a trustworthy people whom people can trust. They generally explains the benefit, and this is how it functions in life insurance industry. I have been in general insurance or commercial insurance side of it. So to give you a background, there are multi-channel channels which are operational in commercial lines insurance. So you have agency channel, you have broking channel, you have bank assurance channel, which I have recently told you, then you have direct channel, and then you have online channel, and then you have for vehicles insurance you have dealers or distribution channel. Okay, so I'll touch a brief on each one of that. So agent channel, agency channel, so some of the employees who are working in an insurance company, they'll be provided a task to build a team of agent basically. So they will train these agent, and their work is to drive maximum revenue out of this particular model, where agents will go out and try to sell the business to different individuals, entities, and then entrepreneurs, and that's how it
But they
functions.
can sell. Sorry, but they can sell only for one insurance company, or they like
Yeah.
independent agent.
So brokers are independent brokers, but agents
Mhm.
generally they tie up with specific insurance company.
Yeah.
Okay, so now these agents again they are so the commission rate which these agents generally earn in Indian market, that's huge. Some of the products are having 30 to 40% of upfront commission as well, right? So that is the model where company has to first invest a lot, right? And they have to invest in paybacks also to these agents. So that is the model. I don't think it's very beneficial, because it's cutthroat competition based model, and each and every company is trying to woo agent based on the percentage of commission they can provide. So that is number one. Second is bank assurance model. and it is specifically beneficial to those players who are having huge bank assurance presence. Say for I talk about ICICI, HDFC, and then SBI. Okay, these are the biggest banking brands over here in India, and they have started their own insurance companies, AV, just for this only, right? Because they have, say for SBI is the largest banker of India, right? So they have got around 16,000 branches, more than 16,000 branches, and huge trust base because it is backed by government. So they have, so say for my previous employer SBI General Insurance, it is derived from that only, right? So basically they are utilizing bank assurance model. So in banks, generally banks are not only providing banking services nowadays, they are providing mutual fund services. So you have SBI mutual fund as well. They are providing life insurance services, so you have SBI life insurance. Then they have SBI general insurance for property insurance and all those things. And then so there are n number of subsidiaries these banking companies have started operating. Now they are also training their individualistic staff in selling of these policies. So when a customer is coming for a loan or some banking requirement, these people are trying to upsell these insurance policies basically to the specific staff, okay, or to the specific set of population who is basically or primarily banking customer. And there happens the missale because lack of education in poor masses, right, who are residing in rural areas, and they don't know what insurance is and how it functions. And then these people can start going on a rampage for mis-selling practices, also promising false benefits and sometime auto deducting premium, which is a bit of concern and resulted in mistrust. So this is the bank assurance model. Then you have broking model. So there are big brokers like there are some of the international brokers like Marsh, and then there are local players like Salazar, etc. These are the players who are aggregators basically. So whenever a client, say for an industrial client is coming that I want my factory to be insured, urea production factory, they will note down the requirement of client and they will circulate these requirement to 10 to 15 players. Try to get as many quotes as possible, try to negotiate for as many favorable conditions as possible, and try to get the maximum discount available, right, based on the, right. So they are basically aggregators who are trying to pitch in customers to the insurance company, and they are getting commission in lieu of that from insurance company, and they are providing end-to-end services and helping at the time of claims also to these people when the claims are coming. So they are big players because they have got huge customer base. So companies generally try to keep them happy, try to boo them as well, right, with different offers, etc., different incentives, commission. And then there's other model, AV, which is for basically for vehicle insurance. They are tying up with different workshops, garages, and not only workshop and garages for claims related services, but they are tying up with different auto dealers. So whenever I am going to buy a new car, say for new Suzuki car, right, I am entering in the showroom and I want insurance solution. I need not worry because automatically the policy will be billed and it would be dispatched. Their insurance companies are trying to make good money. Why? Because margins are higher. So if a person is buying car, that time sentimental like that if they are getting a bit costlier insurance policy also, they'll go for it because they think that it is provided by a dealer, and that ultimately I have peace of mind because dealer will assist me at the time of claim. So this is the model whereby insurance companies are trying to load up the premium as much as possible and trying to offset the competitive disadvantage which they are having in other channels. So this is in a nutshell how distribution functions over here in India. Evi. Yeah.
There is in India another example for embedded insurance, as you mentioned right
Yeah.
now, in the dealer, the car
Yeah.
dealers.
Yeah. Car dealers. So that is an example of embedded insurance for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any other example for that
Yeah,
in
yeah.
another market?
So if you are going in electronics market, the thing which we talk, yeah, right. So if you want to have buy a new iPhone or new headphone which is costlier, so then these dealers are providing on the fly policies also. They have the tie-ups with the insurers, and they'll just give you the policy and then insure you, right? And then there's another example, say for when I'm relocating from city A to city B. Say I have recently relocated from Pune to Bangalore, by the way. So what happens that when when these people, right, the service providers who are providing these relocation services, they are in the business of transportation. They have the tie up with the insurance company, and you want to transport your goods from place A to place B, you will get an automatic marine insurance policy inbuilt in this package, and then it will be protecting your overall household goods. So there are several other examples like that, but whosoever is in the field of manufacturing or supplying also, they are also trying to tie up with the insurance company to provide embedded insurance solutions. Heavy. Yeah.
You mentioned marine insurance. How do you view the integration of innovative technologies in the marine insurance sector? Because especially from India, but in general, in worldwide, all the supply chain and so on, cyber, of course, in the marine, by the way, all the cargo insurance,
Yeah.
etc. What?
So, Avi, to just to give you a picture,
Hmm?
Indian market hull, say for marine, hull market is very in a very nascent stage in India. Okay, the main predominating focus is on marine cargo insurance. Okay, and it is the big chunk of business, also import export business. And moreover, if you find if you go worldwide, right, most of the terminologies which marine insurance per se is getting spoken, they are common. Okay, because business is more of an international nature rather than domestic, right? So you have domestic transportation policies also, but you have most of the policies which are focused on international trade, and that is why terms like ICCA, BC, those are coming into picture, and they are universal language. Okay, so to streamline these things, right, technology has a very pivotal role to play, basically. Why? Because like you rightly pointed out, whenever as a marine insurer I'm going and I'm trying to opt for a specific policy, uh, uh, generally I used to in previous days I used to connect with the insurer and try to negotiate the terms. But now the big players, right, in international arena, basically, where you are tying up, they are expecting services to be completely digitized online, and then you have to provide them specific service that say for earlier, whatever activity goes through, it used to be manual, but now you have to provide these specific big shipping agents online portals, right? And these portals should be having AI inbuilt solutions in it. They should be able to chat with it, get the solutions. They should be able to issue policies on demand. Now it's not that they can wait for 13 14 days, because transactions or the transit won't wait, right? So generally now in India, what's happening that they are decentralizing these portals to these big agents, and these agents are able to issue policies on demand, of course, until and unless it is not a very complicated case which requires deliberation from the side of underwriter, and then the IV or insured value of some insured is not that large, and the commodity which is getting carried is not of very sensitive nature, or the countries where they are traveling, basically these countries are not sanctioned list countries. If those criterias are not there, then self-sufficient portals and online portals whereby you can automatically issue the policy and premium can be provided or submitted later on, those sort of services are coming in. And new age insurers are trying to make inroads, because they are trying to see that the process can get completely online rather than offline processes where agents and others are interacting. So that's going to be the future, specifically in Indian market. That's what I think. Yeah.
Fantastic. You mentioned that earlier that one of the most important things, especially for the younger generation, is that to be transparent.
Yes.
Having said
That's true.
that, what role do you think collaboration between tech companies, InsurTech, and traditional insurance companies play in promoting innovation in this industry, except to be more transparent? Because
Yes.
with tech, we understand that you can be more transparent to see all the programs and so on.
See, there are a few issues we over here. See, in short, tech people, they speak language of technology, And insurance company generally they speak language of policy wordings, underwriting, claims. So there's a huge divide between both these worlds. Okay, so that is a very good advice, and it looks ideal in a way that both are collaborating, right? They are having cross functional teams, they are collaborating, and insurtech companies are bringing in their expertise for these insurers, and then things are getting adopted in a faster way. But the reality is that they belong to different world, right? And there is still some sort of apprehension which prevails between both these worlds. And there's huge need to streamline collaboration between insurtech and insurance service providers, right? They should be speaking a single language, they should come on board, they should try to innovate together rather than in silos, right? Where insurtech companies thinks that they have come up with a wonderful solution without thinking that what would be the practical implication of that solution, which only insurer can think, and why this solution will not work out. So there's lack of collaboration. but 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 there's huge opportunity, Avi. InsurTech companies can definitely bring in their expertise like anything. Like, so outside India also I've seen that many of these big players, they are bringing new and innovative solutions. Say for, I'll give you an example. uh, in claims, when I used to be in claims department serving, I used to go to the place. So if vehicle has met with an accident, I had to travel to 15 or 17 kilometers. I'll go to that vehicle, I'll inspect it physically. Okay, I'll note down the notings on a paper that okay, right panel damaged, right headlight damaged, this damage, that damage. And then only I used to come back in my office and prepare that these are my findings, and then I used to prepare the solution notes and I used to submit it. Okay, so it is resulting in a huge cost overburden and huge lack of restricting to the tat, which is or adhering to the tat. But now companies have come up with the online service, right? So via your mobile only, you just click for photographs, and then you just implement it, keep a voice recording, okay, and then you submit it, the insurer will examine, and now few your claims is settled. So the opportunity is huge. As much as you digitize going forward, right, then only your customers will appreciate the kind of services which you are offering. This is just one set of example, right? In claims also, generally, I have given you an example that in medical claims, most of the times network hospitals are far and few, right? And you are submitting reimbursement bill where you have to verify each and every bill as a customer, submit at least one big chunky file to the insurer, go through each of the document, tally the bill, and then you can claim, right? But now the government is also trying to bring up this unified portal, and now insurance companies are also trying to digitize as much as possible. With a few click of buttons, you can scan and upload the document, and real time the agent will scan it and give you the approval. These sort of service are the way forward, right, in the increasing digitized society in India. And I think there is a huge need of collaborating together between this collaboration of insurtech and insurer company to make this future come alive sooner than later. That's what I think, Abhi.
Let's play a game.
Yeah, sure.
I will ask you a question, and I want you to fire your immediate insight. Okay, I'll tell you
I'll
like
try.
several concepts, free association games, like
I'll try.
yeah, let's
I'll
go
try.
ahead. Climate.
Very important subject, and insurance should be at forefront of it. Because right now what I'm seeing in SDG solutions, insurance has not been given its due importance, but it is one of the most critical tool which can be used to promote climate incentives and to incentivize those who are at the forefront of green technologies. But sadly, it's not being utilized to the fullest. That's what I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
Customers first.
Absolutely. So whether it is India, Europe, anywhere in the world, customer is the king. If you can't provide the service on expected levels, if you are not up to the mark, not charging, not giving them appropriate service and charging adequate premium and not making unnecessary profits or cutting their pockets, you are in a soup. You can't survive.
Cyber.
Uh, couldn't hear you, sorry.
Cyber.
Cyber. Oh,
Yeah.
cyber is so right now, right? 2 days back only, we have seen that what kind of cyber disruptions, what kind of losses cyber disruption can result in. The Microsoft incident, which has recently happened, right, resulting in huge shutdown for airlines operations across the world, right? And then
Sorry to interrupt you, but the interesting stuff here, it wasn't a cyber attack.
yeah,
And the most important thing here is like lying in the business interruption coverage.
yeah, that's
And
what I was coming to. So
sorry, sorry.
I
Go
was
ahead.
I was just trying to see that cyber interruption. That's what I was coming to. That it might have resulted in business interruption claims. But when you talk about core cyber, that's what you said.
Mhm.
Core cyber, say for cyber attacks which are happening, right? Computers are getting hacked. Data theft, data security is not there. Encryptions are being breached. Company data is getting sold online and even on darknet. Huge challenge even for regulators and for the insurance companies to come up with proper solution to think about all the directions, all the dimensions which are possible, and come up with cyber products which are up to the mark and can serve the customer in the time of need. Because this disruption can result into lack of trust from the side of customer, data breach, also lack of reputation for the client also. So all these things should be thought of, and insurance products should be designed in such a manner that it can be of help at the time of need. That's what I think. So I
Blockchain.
try to cover both. Yeah, oh, blockchain. So I have written a few of the articles. Okay, so blockchain is the key buzzword. Okay, so right now it's in very infancy, but the technology whereby you can digitize your ledger. There's only one source of truth, and every record is protected. Right, that is going to be huge. But I think that insurers and insurtech companies need to still find out what all applications it can fit in. It can definitely help with data keeping, record keeping, financials, customer data protection, security, building huge data link channel for sharing across platforms, etc. But still it's in infancy and needs to be discovered more. That's what I think.
Parametric insurance.
uh, I couldn't hear.
Paramet Parametric.
Parametric. Oh, understood. Parametric insurance. So in India recently we had one example where there was severe heat waves over here in India. Okay, so 50 years record broken. That's what I heard, and the temperatures were soaring at around 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, in some of the regions in Gujarat and Rajasthan, and there this parametric insurance solution provided by one of the NGO has helped a poor section of society to claim some of the amount which was lost because they were not able to go on their daily wages or their daily chores of earning money. I think it is going to be huge because first of all, it is the most simplified way insurance can work. There are no ifs and buts, no complications, simple and straightforward conditions that once this parameter or specific parameter is breached, insurance would come into play and pay. Say for uh, and I think this can be of very good use to the marginal section of society. Say for if there is severe drought, heavy rains, flooding, etc. Beyond this point, insurance company will straight away pay. So a lot of use cases are there, and we need to explore it proactively as a society. That's what.
Preventive insurance.
Preventive insurance. So what I think preventive insurance is basically talking about how you can prevent something to happen rather than going ahead and try to break your head while settling claims. So yes, I think that say for from my example or my experience, I'll try. We used to at the time of underwriting itself, we used to conduct risk inspections of various premises, whereby we used to categorize the risk in preferred, referred, or declined kind of a risk, and we used to assess each and every dimension. What is the say for if I'm analyzing a factory or a construction risk, I'll go ahead and see what are the fire protection measures adopted, what are the safety measures, whether the staff is well trained or not trained, whether the site is having a flood prone area is there around or not, what is the distance of their tender from that particular site, and so on and so forth. I will analyze each and every risk aspect, and probably I'll also see in the premises if there are hazards which are waiting to turn into a ugly reality, say for hanging wires, loose wires, machineries which are not running proper, not maintained properly. All those aspects go into making sure that while underwriting a proposal, we are proactively advising customers to be cautious, mend ways, improve the risk so that they themselves benefit. Because ultimately, as they say, that insurance is the only service whereby both buyer and seller expect that nothing happens, right? So it's better to be better to be prepared than sorry. Yeah.
So, wow. Okay, we need to we need to wrap up. But
Yeah.
are there any final thoughts that you would like to share with us?
I think, Avi, first of all, I would like to thank you to give chance to the people who are actually working on ground, grassroots level. I've seen people inviting big shots into the podcast and getting their point of view. But I think it's very important to understand the people who are actually working on ground, what is their thought process, and because the insights or the kind of knowledge these people can bring in, it is invaluable in current times. So first of all, I would like to thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity, basically. And I think insurance should have a universal language, right? It is for the universal good. It's for the protection of society. It's for the development of economy, and it's for the protection of environment as well, right? So it should be given its due credit, basically. And it's time that all international organizations and governments should start taking it seriously for the betterment of society. That's what the final message from my side would be. Yeah.
Vishal, I want to thank you. It was a fascinating journey to take you to India, to Israel, and worldwide. Thank you very much for
Thank you so much, Evie.
valuable.
I'm grateful for the invitation. Thank you so much, and stay connected. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thanks. Yeah. Thank you.